So we all know any GM that went for a while have these junky sidepost batteries that suck. This is one of them right here. This sidepost battery that came out of that is what's in every single one of these GM cars, and GM decided to be stupid with it. Well, every other car company used top post, like what's in the truck over here. This truck, this is the 99 F-150, my daily. In this truck, you have what most car companies, which is a top post. They're more convenient. This is what all car companies use for their batteries. That's what all car companies use. Other than GM. They decided to be different from everyone per usual and created a sidepost battery. So I know how those can be convenient. They get really expensive. Top posts conveniently tend to be cheaper. So I'm going to tell you, or give you a step-by-step guide. I already did this conversion, but I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to convert a side post GM to a top post. And usually they're more convenient. Now, before, this was a side post, and I know this battery was junk, even though it's only 4 years old. This battery is junk. How? Well, I drove it one day. Battery went dead. Didn't think anything of it. It was kind of an emergency. So I jumped the car. Drove for a while, and the battery was awful low in volts even after driving the car for about 30 to 2 minutes to an hour. So I didn't think anything of it because I turned the key, started right up. I didn't think anything of it. The next day, or actually this has been like this. Fast forward. This isn't my daily, so I don't drive this car that often. I used to drive it often until I got that, and then I don't really drive this car too much. Fast forward a few days. I get back in the car and turn the key. Battery's flat again. I was mad, so I didn't do anything but jump started the car. Yeah, very usual. Jumped it again and drove. Wow. Car started back up. The third time that I got in this car again to go drive it, I turned the key and the battery was dead. So I got fed up. I went and grabbed the battery charger, charged the battery up for a couple hours to 100%, and the battery held a charge. It started the car. I drove the car, parked the car, turned the key, started right back up. I thought I was fixed. This didn't last much longer because the next time I went to get in the car and turn the key, the battery was dead. And I thought maybe it was the car, so I stuck it in another side-posted GM. That was my friend's side-posted GM. Didn't do anything there. I was at this moment knew my battery was junk. So what I did, actually I didn't stick it in my friend's side post. I tested it with a voltage tester. I don't own another side post. I own top post. That's it. I did not stick it in a friend's GM. I tested it with a voltage tester. The volts were down to 7.8. And the day before that, or a couple days before that, the battery was making 13.2. I knew that battery was bad. And it's crazy. Didn't batteries used to last like 10 years, and now this is a 4-year-old battery with not very much hours on it. Not a lot of starts. And it's junk. So you haven't even seen the assembly, but I'm going to show you now how we did this. So to prove the car does get electricity, I'm not going to start it. I just had it running. I can open the door and all the lights are on. It's kind of hard to see in the day. Dome lights, you can see. Look at the battery voltage. There's the volts we're putting off. I know my fuel gauge says E, and people ask me about this. The fuel gauge is junk. So don't say anything about this being on E. It's got a full tank. It's just... I don't even know if I'm out of gas or not. I kind of just... The car starts losing a little power. Just do that. So how does this work? You may be asking. Well, if you take it to the hood, you can open it. This one's broken. It's not how you do it. And yeah. You may be thinking, how does this even work? I'm going to tell y'all how it works in a second. First, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove your side post battery if you have a side post. You're going to remove it. What you're going to want to do here is you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some wrenches. I don't know the size, they vary, but first off, you're going to need a top post battery. This one is 6 years old. This one's just a spare I had laying around that came out of an old project car of mine. It actually came out of that Lincoln that was on the first channel. That battery right there. This battery came out of that Lincoln. This is the Lincoln Town Cars battery. Positive terminal. See, cheap little terminals. These come from Walmart. They're $4 a piece. I didn't know if this was gonna work or not, so I didn't get the really expensive terminals. I got the cheap $4 brass terminals. Don't buy lead. They suck. Buy the brass ones. These were just the cheapest ones. I looked at AutoZone, O'Reilly's. Walmart had them the cheapest, so I went to Walmart and picked up 2 top post terminals. Now you're gonna want to recycle the bolts that come off from, or actually, I don't know if you can actually use those. You're gonna want to find the bolts. There's a wasp in that hood. You're gonna want to find bolts that will fit. You don't want to take us off. You want to find a bolt that'll slide up under this cover here. It's the same way for both. It goes up under the terminal. Usually where the wires would go is where this goes. Then, this is just for safety. You don't need this. This is just safety. It's a piece of rubber. It's just, this is hot. So it's still hot. And you want a nut. This has 2 nuts. This is just a nut. And now there's 2. It's under there. You want 2 nuts, a big nut and a small nut to hold the bolt. Like I said, this is tight. This is going absolutely nowhere. Same with this one. This is going to give you power to your car. Same concept, and then it just powers your battery, your power source. Power comes out of the battery to the terminals. Or this is for the hot. Battery, power, terminal, out of this, goes to terminal, goes back to this bolt, 'cause it's metal, into this, that goes down wherever ECU or ECM or whatever powers the car. Negatives just ground down to the ground. It's just the bolt carries the current, and it can be reversed too. Most of the methods you see currently on YouTube can't be reversed. This method can be reversed simply by removing the bolt. And you have a side post again. I don't know why anyone wants to go back to a side post. Unless you're trying to restore a car back to its factory form. Then you might want to. But really, it's reversible. You can go back to a side post. You can have either a top post or a side post battery. For pretty much $8 is what I put into this. An $8 conversion. $8, and I have a top post car now. That would, all of these were stupid side posts. And yes, it does start the car. Were you asking? Here, I will start it. I know you're dying to hear the car start. Starts the car right up. And it also charges. The alternator does charge battery up. Everything works. Like I said, power from the battery, out the top, to the terminal, through the bolt, to there, down to whatever your power, ECU or whatever the positive power. That is simply how you convert, and the most simplest method on YouTube. on how to convert a top post to a side post battery. I have muffler deleted this, by the way. Now it sounds sick. Ha! Hacksaw it off. Turns car right back on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you side post convert, or top post to side post, a GM. This specific model, if you're ever looking, is just the 90s Buick LeSabres that made them from, I think, all through, I think the whole decade of the 90s, I believe, is when they made them. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they made them from 1991 to 1999. This specific generation, this one's a later one, it's a 98. This is a later generation of a car. It's just simple. They're just simplifying it. Instead of having all the complex side post stuff, now you just top post it. And those side posts make terrible connections. Top posts usually just have a better connection base. Plus, they're usually a little bit bigger, and that's 50 cranking amps bigger. This side post over here is going to go in the garage, where that one was sitting. I didn't think it'd charge. I stuck it on a Walmart battery charger and left it for the entire conversion time, and when I got done, it was charged, and stuck it in the car, stuck the key in the ignition, turn and starts right up. So that's how you can convert a top post to a side post. That's gonna be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this helps some of y'all out with converting your top post car battery, or side post car battery. I keep saying top post, side post. Side post car battery, or even your side post GM to a top post GM. All the way to help y'all some out. It helped me a lot. I was so dreaded to have to buy a new battery, especially a side post one, of how expensive those can get. Let me make sure that didn't burn my battery terminals. Yeah. You can even slam the hood and it'll stay connected. And it'll still start the car. Oh, we're not going to allow you to come on. You want to tell me why that does that? It'll eventually turn off, but it's just a little red light. And you tell me why it does that. Is it something to do with the brakes? It says brake. Maybe y'all help me out with that. I really want to know what causes that light to stay on. And I think it's something to do with the theft, but this is its key. This is the Buick's key, like GM key. It fits in the ignition, turns it, and this is its key. It's registered to the car, everything like that. It's got the key that fits in all the door locks. It's got the panel. It's got my little emblem. That's just my Buick key. I mean, what else? Why would it cause that? I think it has to do with the theft. I'm just not sure. But I'm going to keep y'all waiting on that question. Put down in the comments if you know what could cause it and how I can fix it. But I'll see you guys next time here on Redneck Garage. Hopefully this helps some of y'all out. Out.